Hey, what up? What up? It's Mr. T Time. We are back at it again. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Hey, listen, on the last video I posted, guys, I shared with you guys our testimony on how me and my wife became debt free, what we've been able to do. So now I want to be able to give you some tips and tricks on how you can reach the same level of debt freedom in your finances. So today's tip is going to be put the budget on paper, okay? Put the budget on paper. Even if you have phone apps, sometimes those things don't always calculate appropriately. But for your very first budget, if you never created one, I need you to put one on paper, okay? And what that means is write down all your expenses each month. Your monthly expenses, write them all out, list them out, guys, from the least to the greatest of those things that you're spending your money on. So write them out, write them out. Now, if you have an expense that occurred during the month and it was just a one-time thing that doesn't reoccur, then don't worry about writing that because that's already done. That money is already spent and gone. But for all your recurring expenses each month, I need you to list those things out. I need you to list out your rent, your lights, your water. If you got a storage, building that you're using, write that out. If you got childcare, write that down. If you got, let's see, credit card payments, write that down. Student loan debt, write that down. Car loan, write that down. List all your expenses that you have that's recurring each month, guys. You need to know where your money is going, okay? You need to know exactly where your money is going, how you're spending your money each month. List those things out because you're never going to get a handle of your finances if you do not know what you're spending your money on. So that's how you do it. Pull your bank statements, okay? Pull those credit card transactions, whatever that you're using, write those things down from those statements so that you know how you've been spending each month, okay? So that's going to be the first step. The first step is listing out your expenses, all right? And then calculating all those expenses and getting your expense total. Then you're going to take your monthly pay. What are you getting paid consistently each month? Now, if your monthly pay varies because your income varies, maybe you're getting paid weekly, depending on what type of job you're working and it's not really steady, then what I want you to do is write down your, let's say, kind of your mid-range, kind of your average, what you're getting paid on an average basis. In order for you to get that average, then you take all your incomes, let's say you're getting paid 4 times a month because you're getting paid weekly, then add up all those monthly income payments to yourself and divide them by 4. That'll give you your average pay for the month. So you can use your average pay and then you can use that as your monthly budget number for income. All right? So that's what you can do. After you get that total of what your income is, then you're going to subtract your expenses from your income. And that's going to tell you what condition your finances are in. If you're overspending, okay, then you're going to have a negative number at the end of that total balance between your income and your expenses. If you are in the positive, then that means you have money to save. You have money to use to pay off debt. But you're winning when it comes to your finances. So that's the very first step in budgeting, guys. So listing out those expenses and then listing out your income, what you're getting paid consistently each month or each week, adding up those weekly incomes so that you get your monthly income, all right? And then subtracting your expenses from your income so you can get your balance. That's the first step, guys. If you want to create a lifestyle for yourself, how do you want to live your life? How do you want your day-to-day to look like, your week-to-week, your month-to-month to look like, your yearly experiences to look like? Then, hey, you guys, you need to know what you're bringing in. You need to know what you're working with. And it all starts with budgeting. Everything revolves around the dollar. So you got to have money in order to live in this world. There's nothing free, really, right? Salvation is free. But living in this world, that's not free. So you have to have some monthly income coming in. So, hey, list out those expenses. Write down your pay, subtract your expenses from your pay, and that's where you find out how well you are living. And that's your lifestyle. That's going to tell the story of the lifestyle that you wish to have. Now, if you got a negative number, don't feel bad, Okay, you just need to either accrue more income, right, by getting a second job, working a side hustle, or go get another job that's paying more money. Okay, you don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to feel down about, being in the negative when you balance out your totals. So that's the options that you have. You don't have to stay where you are. You have options in this life. And especially if you live in America, we have a lot of options, guys. We get to choose where we want to work and apply ourselves and go get an education, things like that, in order to increase our finances. All right, but that's the first step, guys. List out the totals, subtract your expenses for your pay. All right, that's simple budgeting right there, guys. Take that, run with it, and stay tuned for another video on budgeting and finances. This is your man, Mr. T Time. We're out. Peace.